The Astral Leviathans are a loyalist Space Marine chapter of the 13th founding from an unknown parent chapter. They have seen extensive combat in the outer fringes of the galaxy, combating renegade planetary governors and militias, with the majority of their campaigns being waged against humanity itself. This ties into the chapter's very close ties with the Order Hereticus and the Ecclesiarch. Rituals and the Imperial Creed are a large part of the chapter's life. They are some of the most zealous and fanatical of the Astartes, their armour and vehicles heavily adorned with purity seals, scriptures, and litanies of battle. The homeworld of the Astral Leviathans has a radius of 44,441 Terran miles. The surface is 86% water, with massive oceans and small islands dotting the planet's surface. This created many diverse cultures in the face of the brutal death world and the massive creatures of the deep that plagued the naval-based humans. Most of the cultures were built around brutal blood sacrifices, cannibalism, and martial prowess. Their fortress monastery, Fathoms Keep, is a massive complex of ceramite and reinforced glass set deep within the oceans of Karthus. Great refineries are set into the crust powered by the planet's thermal heat. Armories and mechanized halls fill out much of the complex, only dwarfed by the chapels of each company. Like all Astartes chapters, recruitment is a merciless series of trials, beginning with a race across the mighty Argivuian Sea. The survivors cut into groups according to placing in the race are then shoved into gladiatorial pits which are designed to be completely flooded in 10 minutes, forcing the aspirants to kill quickly or drown. The survivors from the pit fights are then taken and drugged with massive quantities of potent hallucinogenic drugs and dropped into the live fire training fields of the Battle Brothers to test the strength of their mind. The few who make it past this point are not fortunate, but then they are tortured for 5 full days to see how well they can withhold information. The few who have made it past that will be faced with one final trial. They must combat a full-fledged Battle Brother, and on merit of their defeat, should they live, they are welcomed as the rank of Scout. The Astral Leviathans chapter is organised according to the dictates of the Codex Astartes. The only difference is the larger amount of Devastator squads, armoured vehicles, and a smaller amount of more elite assault squads. The chapter is exceptional at naval combat, both in the void and on water. The Marines themselves more comfortable in or around the water due to their homeworld. The chapter has a variety of specialised war gear for use in underwater assaults, from specialised rounds to altered bolters and plasma weaponry to operate at peak efficiency under any aquatic stresses, along with the chapter's choice of power tridents and shorter, more brutal variants of the power sword. When on land, the chapter has a love for heavy armour and brutal predator-based assaults. At full strength, the chapter houses and maintains 300 predator tanks, along with a large contingent of land raiders, stalkers, hunters, and 150 vindicators. When close combat's brought into play, the chapter lacks much, preferring to reduce the enemy to a pulp with heavy bolters or assault cannons, leaving the chapter with only 10 assault squads. The chapter reveres the Emperor as a god, being the pinnacle of perfection, and Astartes as his most holy warriors, believing they were created solely to slaughter all who opposed his holy verdict. They themselves know that they are above the average man, the upper echelon of humanity. Their beliefs are so strict that any who defy the Imperial cult are cut down and butchered, usually entire family trees brutalized, and the same for any mortal who says they speak for the Emperor, but only a battle brother is worthy of his visions and words. This led to a complex relationship with the Ecclesiarch and the Order Hereticus, as both believe in their own divine purpose. Many cannibalistic and macabre rituals are performed in his holy name prior to, during, and after battle. Victories are usually followed by a massive feast on the defeated foe, tracing its roots back to the tribal beginnings of the chapter. A major quantity of the chapter's wars and campaigns are foretold in the visions of their chapter master as he meditates in his chamber, leading the Astral Leviathans to believe them the most loved of the Emperor's warriors, which leads to many conflicts over campaign authority as the chapter refuses to bow to any man or Astartes aside from their own master. This also befalls the chapter's proud display of its heraldry on all occasions, even in combat. Bright purple banners wave high, almost destroying any chance of surprise or stealth. The Marines of the Astral Leviathans grow 2 extra rows of serrated fangs and overactive Belcher's glands, widening the jaws and stretching the lips to accommodate the monstrous teeth. A long, thick and forked tongue is also present in the Marine's mouth, forcing them to wear specialised helmets to resist the very potent acidic saliva.